Hey there, Ken Hill here. Welcome back to another episode of Guns, Gear, and Freedom. Today I'm down here with my friends at Snake River Arms, and we're going to be installing a set of TRUGLO TFO tritium and fiber sights on my Glock 48. The sights were donated to me by my friends at Snake River Arms. Check them out online, www.snakeriverarms.com. And to do all of this, we're going to be using a sight pushing tool that was sent out to me by the folks at Kitvance. You can find them on Amazon. Check the link in the description, and let's get started. So today we're going to be installing these TRUGLO TFO tritium fiber optic handgun sights on this Glock 48 right here. As you can tell, we've already cleared the chamber and the magazine's empty, so it has been safety checked. And we're going to use the Accucraft sight pushing tool that was sent out to us by Kitvance. Box goes kind of just like you see it, pretty regular looking box, and it does have a set of instructions that I kind of already read through. They're okay for instructions, but they do kind of seem to be written in broken English, so take that with a grain of salt. And we'll set those off to the side. The actual sight pushing tool itself does look to be made of pretty well high quality aluminum, and I mean the thing looks really well made. It's definitely aluminum blocks, and of course this thing has adjustable height so you can slide your sight in. There's screw-in clamps to hold your slide securely, and I'm going to go ahead and set up our Glock here. I got to take the slide off and insert it in there, and we're going to set that up and see how well this thing actually does. It feels really solid, and it also does look like it has a spot to be put in a vise, but we don't really even have to do that. We can just kind of do it right here on the mat. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my Glock slide from deal here. Let's see. Take it apart real quick. There. And with the sight pusher, set all the stuff aside so it's out of the way. The sight pusher, we're going to have to adjust the overall height of things so that we can get everything in here, but I've got to take it apart first. This thing feels really well made, pretty solid. The screws that I just took off, or the nuts that I just took off, they're kind of real easy to turn, so there. We'll set that there in a second. And if you look close, you're going to see some basically lines running down in this block here. I can get the camera to show that, and those will be pretty useful when we go to line up the slide, so we can make sure that everything is pretty well straight when we gotta clamp this thing down. So those are pretty well like guides that we can use. And let's go ahead and set this up, and we'll be right back. As you can see, there are lines on the block, and we can turn these screws to clamp our slide down. Basically, we're going to leave them somewhat loose though, so we can make adjustments, but those lines can show us how straight the slide is, so we don't end up like pushing the sight too much one way or another to cause a bind. So just like we're getting it pretty straight right there. Gonna start tightening these guys down just a little bit here. Looks like we're almost straight here, a little bit more that way. Yeah, that's way nicer to be able to do it this way. I've used some sight pushers on eBay, and they leave a lot to be desired. This sight pusher seems very like, I don't want to put that, it seems nice. So I purposefully left the clamp screws a little loose so the slide of the pistol can slide back and forth like this. That way we can adjust. Let me see if I can get some light on this a little better. We're gonna have to adjust the position so that our slide will basically line up. So I'm gonna try to get this so you guys can see it really well. You don't want to have it where your sight pushing tool mars your slide, so you got to kind of pay attention and make sure that your slide's adjusted so that when you go to operate this, that the sight pusher is basically not too far down where it will start scratching your slide. I think I've got this one set just about the right height. Once you get it to the right height, you're going to want to basically tighten down your clamps really well so your slide can't move at all. And I just did that right here. Hang on a second, I've got it. And it is my understanding that most pistol sights are removed from left to right, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And so by doing so, we're going to turn this handle that you'll see, and I believe it's going to be counterclockwise. In fact, I could drop that down just a little more. Hang on a second. Right about there. That looks perfect. And then before you do any sight removals, remember to put your spinning nuts back on. One second. Just about got locked in. Okay, I'm going to double check that again for clearance. Get you guys in here where you can see. Alright, I think we're ready. I'm going to go ahead and begin. Oh, these are moving way easy. Wow, I'm barely putting any pressure on this handle. I mean, I could practically, like, I mean, it's super easy. I'm one fingering it. Wow, that sure is way nicer than the last sight pusher I had. Wow, it comes right off. How cool is that? Boom, I think we got it. Yep, there you are. There, it's off. And I guess installing will be just the reverse. So I'm going to go ahead and open up these guys and we will put them on. Awesome. Well, we successfully removed the factory rear sight, and we're going to go ahead now and install this shredding fiber sight by TRUGLO. And I'm just going to kind of insert it into the dovetail first, kind of get it started. This sight looks like it just wants to slide in just a little ways, but I think it'd be pretty easy to slide these on from right to left. Kind of zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. Turn there, almost. There we go. I'm just going to keep turning the handle. There, I might want to go down a little more. Actually, as you can see, these sights have more of a straight up and down profile than the factory sight that has the slanted profile. And so what I'm going to do to make sure that I don't damage the new sight in any way is I'm going to take off the pushing apparatus with an Allen screw. There's 2 bolts right there. And I'm going to flip it around to use the straight forks, and then we'll push this on. This sight pushing tool actually came with a bag full of tools. It had a Allen wrench, which we're going to use to take off this and spin this thing around. But it also came with a couple extra like bolts and a spring, which I'm not real sure what that spring is for, unless it's to put underneath in there to kind of help raise and lower the block, which is likely what that's for, but I didn't put them on, so this doesn't seem to hurt anything. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take these out and spin this thing around. There we go. Loosened up. They were in there pretty tight. but we gotta loosen up. We'll do one more. There we go, broke it loose. Take these out. And the block should just flip around. Should be real easy to do. And there's one. There's two. Spin it around. And we'll put it back on so we can use the other side. Let's see. There we go. That started and run it in by hand. Real quick, put this guy in there. Alright, let's go ahead and tighten those up real quick. Alright, almost there. That one's tight. That one's tight. Good thing they sent us a tool with it. That's a good deal. Alright, so I'm going to check and make sure that we are adjusted for height again. Since I flipped around the tool, I want to make sure we're still not going to damage our slide. I think we're good to go. It looks perfect. I'm going to go ahead and push these on and see how, let's see. I kind of wonder if we're supposed to actually loosen up anything on this real quick. No, it looks good. Just was getting pretty stiff to push, which I don't want to damage anything, so I have to be careful. It starts in pretty good, but maybe they just press in. Let's see what happens here. Make sure I'm good. All my nuts are tight. Yep. Let's see. Is it going on? Oh yeah, they're going on. They came off a lot easier than they're going on, but I don't think that has anything to do with the pusher at all. It just this Glock slide. Wow, went right on right where I want it. Nice. And that's all there is to it. That thing is done. Now we'll take it out of there. You guys can see that got it centered up pretty good. And we may have to make fine-tune adjustments after we take it out and shoot it, but man, that made quick work out of taking a sight out and putting a new one in. Really do like the tool. Like I said, I've used the cheap ones on eBay, and I would probably never buy another one again. This sight tool is far superior to that, and I definitely recommend you guys checking it out if you're looking at going to be replacing some pistol sights. This is very handy. Works with all kinds of sights. Glock just happened to be the one that I wanted to put these on, and they're super easy to get off and pretty easy to put back on. As you can see, that rear sight come right off of there super easy, and the new one went right on super easy. As far as the front sight goes, it's not a dovetail design, so basically this sight pusher won't work for the front sight because as you know with Glocks, they put a screw that you use a 3/16 one of these guys basically, and it'll come pretty much out, and we'll swap our front sight out with the TRUGLO front sight, and this project will be done. To remove your slide, it's just the opposite of how you put it in. You take these nuts off, which I've already loosened them pretty much in anticipation of taking this back apart. Alright, got those, and then just straight up lift off, set that over out of the way, and then all you have to do is unscrew your clamps. And if you look, we didn't get any scratching. There's a little bit of rub marks, but look at that, all gone already. So it's actually pretty easy on your slide too. It didn't hurt my slide at all. That's a great tool to have in your collection. So I've got the rear sight on, and now we're going to go ahead and move the front one. I would say that the Accucraft sight pushing tool really made a quick job out of this. We're going to go ahead and pull the front sight off of this guy. And you just use a 3/16 driver. Super easy to loosen the screw on these and take it out. Basically, if you watch carefully, I don't know if the camera will focus, but this thing should already be pretty much coming apart. I'm hoping not to lose a screw. The screw just fell out on the mat over here. So then you just kind of pull it straight out, and now your sight is out. And on this new one, you can see it already has the nut there. Just take your screwdriver and do the same thing. Loosen it. Oh, maybe. There you go. Just go take that. I don't have very good finger strength sometimes, but just loosen up the nut or the bolt on there. And now we're ready to put this in the top of our Glock slide. But I think to make this easier, I'm gonna put the screw in on my Glock slide first. And then we will work from there. Let's see if I can get that down in there. Almost. Might take me a few tries because I don't have a lot of room to work with on this. But it's a tight spot right there. Make sure that's the right deal there. I'm just gonna kind of drop it in this spot right there. Okay, I've got the screw in. I'm kind of working upside down a little bit, but it's making this a lot easier, I think. Okay, let's see if I can tighten that down. It's really hard to get it in there. Well, these aren't the best, so let's see what else we have laying around the shop. Hang on one second. My friends at Snake River Arms have a better tool to put this in, so I'm going to use it. Thank God they saved the day. Here is that, and it actually holds the screw, so that's going to be a lot easier. And we're going to go ahead and find the front sight. Better, way easier. Alright, so the sight is going to go on top. Hold it with my finger. Use that tool that they let me borrow. Oh, way simple. It's already going in. Heck yeah. That made it way easier. Oh, wow, way easier. Nice. Yeah, that's handy. I need to pick me up one of these. Now, some people may want to use Loctite on these. For me, I'm gonna probably end up testing it and trying to fine tune things before I Loctite anything. But all set. Check that out. Nice front sight, super bright, and those rear sights are super bright too. So you get the best of both worlds with these sights. They're fiber and tritium, so at nighttime when you have absolutely no light, they're gonna glow, but in the daytime, the light from daytime will hit these fiber sights and they're gonna glow anyway. So they're a really nice upgrade. Thanks guys, appreciate that. Pretty excited. Thanks for joining me today to check out this sight pusher made by Accucraft and sent out by Kitvance. Also, thanks for Snake River Arms for donating the sights to go on this pistol. The sights are pretty awesome. You guys should check them out online, www.snakeriverarms.com. And also, be sure to share me around on social media like Facebook and Twitter. It helps me get the word out that we're doing videos like this, and helps other people find our content. So please share, thumbs up, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.